In this parametric drawing tools lesson, we're going to discuss the mirror command, the trim command, the auto constrain command, how to constrain circles, and how to control the display of constraints. We're now going to talk about using the mirror command. First, we must select the mirror command from the Home tab. Use the selection window to select objects in the upper portion of this particular drawing. Right-click to accept the selection. In the command area, it's asking us to specify the first point on the center line. We want to pick the center of the circle over on the left-hand side. To do that, we're going to turn on our O snaps, select the center of that circle, and then we're going to go ahead and select the center of the circle on the right. It's going to ask us if we want to erase source objects, yes or no. No is the default, so I'm going to hit enter, and you're going to see that the objects transferred over as well as their constraints. We're now going to use the trim command to trim off some of the things that we don't want. I'm going to go up and select trim, and I can select the objects that I want to use as cutting objects, or if I hit enter, it selects all and uses all objects as trimming objects. I then can select the pieces that I want to get rid of, like that and that. I also want to get rid of, on the left-hand side, that one and that one. Right-click and press enter, and it will end the command. Notice that some of our constraints, both geometric and dimensional, are removed as we exit the trim command. The constraints are properties applied to the geometry, and the associated constraints will be removed when the geometry is edited or changed. We're now going to use the auto constrain command. If I go up to the parametric tab and select auto constrain, I can select all of the objects on my screen. I'm going to right click and select enter, and you'll notice that since the geometric entities were constructed precisely, AutoCAD is able to reapply the geometric constraints correctly. We're going to need to create the two radial dimension constraints manually. So to do that, we select the radius one, the radius constraint, select the circle on the right, and accept the one that is in there. Just press enter, so it's 20. We're going to do the same thing on the left-hand side. Repeat radius, click, and enter, and you'll see that it is now constrained. We're going to go ahead and move all the objects that form the outside loop to the layer object, and we're going to switch on the display line weight option. So I'm going to select all of these objects and select all of them and move them to the object layer. And then I'm going to turn on line weights. Now it looks as though our object layer actually has the wrong line type, so we're going to go fix that right here. Object layer should not have a center line type, it should be continuous. Say OK, and then close this, and you'll see that it is now on the correct line type and layer. We're now going to go ahead and create and then constrain some additional circles. So I'm just going to draw a couple of circles here using the center radius command. I'll go ahead and draw one here, another one here, another one here, a little dinky one, and then another one here. I should have drawn those on the object layer, so I'm going to go ahead and select all those now and take those and turn them to the object layer and hit escape. I'm then going to select the diameter dimensional constraint. I'm going to go ahead and give them all constrained dimensions. So I'm going to apply this one here. I'm going to call it 20 units. Reapply the dimensional constraint. Give this one a constraint of 30 units. Reapply the dimensional constraint. Give this one a dimension of 10. By the way, did you notice that I didn't really care what size these circles were when I first created them, because I can always come back and give them a constraint that makes sense. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and select the concentric constraint right here. I'm going to select the two circles on the left-hand side so that they will be concentric with one another. I'm now going to repeat that, and I'm going to say that I want to align these so where they are inside of that particular arc, and they're all constrained concentrically. I'm then going to take this other one over here and constrain it. The next thing I'm going to do is click on the little triangle symbol below the linear constraint. And if I drop that down, I have a couple other options here. I have horizontal and vertical. I'm going to go ahead and select the horizontal dimensional constraint. Once I do that, I'm going to select the center point of the arc on the left and the center point of the diameter 10 circle. The constraint that I want to put on this is a 48 unit constraint. And you'll see that it is moved to 48. I'm then going to use the vertical dimension constraint to align the center of the circle and the center point of the arc. Hit 0 and you'll see that it is now aligned and constrained to 0. One of the things I want to do here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom extend so that you can see some of these constraints a little bit better. And then what I want to do is control the display of constraints. I'm going to click hide all dynamic constraints, and you're going to see that those constraints are now hidden. All dimension constraints are removed from the screen. If I click on hide all geometric constraints, you'll see that those are all now hidden from the screen. If I want to show all of them, I can show all of them and show all of those, and you'll see the dimensional and the geometric constraints return.